Good morning. It is Tuesday, July 8th. Hope you're having a good morning thus far, heading into the week. It is summer. It's acting like it. It's a little below where you might expect temperatures to be, which has been pleasant, but that all changes as we get into Thursday, Friday, and the weekend when temperatures go back into the triple digits. So if you're wondering where all those 100s are out in Stockton, Sacramento, and Roseville and areas like that, you'll see them soon enough. Redding, you've been seeing them, and so has Bakersfield, but that Central Valley's had a little bit of a break. Today's no exception in terms of just kind of mild, pleasant summertime weather. Lessened fire danger. We still have fires. We'll talk about those. We still have air quality issues. We'll talk about those. But we do have more heat coming. This is the shot that we started with yesterday. I went and explained it, right? Why I show this all the time. And today's kind of a good illustration of that because this is Mount Tam. This is 2,500 feet up, right? Essentially, right around there. And the marine layer is right there. So the inversion is right there. So it's about a 2,200 foot inversion. And I wonder if the profiler shows that. Probably does. We'll look at that. But even if it doesn't, we're going to know that this fog got up over this mountain and this coastal range and is pushed well inland, increasing humidity, onshore winds, and milder temperatures, not just for the Bay Area and the Santa Clara Valley and down towards Salinas Valley, but for Sacramento Valley, for Stockton. It gets everybody, right? That's the Delta Breeze sea breeze. So this is during our summer weather months. This picture, this is sort of a linchpin of what's going on, right? And if you look at the inversion, you can see, I don't know if you can see, I don't think the numbers show up, but this is about 2,000 feet here yesterday, kind of pulsed up. We're going, this is right now over here. So this is right here is 3,000 feet. This is 2,500 feet. So what we looked at, that visual of the fog, Mount Tam, right? So the thing that fishermen used to know and pilots know, and a lot of surfers are good at it, are looking at things and going, oh, well, that's how deep the fog is. Therefore, Concord is going to be 92 degrees today or 90 degrees today, right? And instead of what we're going to see on Thursday, where Concord will be 99 or 100, you'll see a shallower marine layer. So this thing opens up. It's cooler today, tomorrow. It pinches down Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it gets a lot warmer and fire danger goes up. I know it's oversimplified, but you can oversimplify it. As long as you're not launching rockets, you can oversimplify, especially if it's just for you going crabbing or boating or whatever. So the mechanism for the increased inversion is just low. See it spinning? It's just that it's upper level low. The jet stream would be doing something like, it's a little cut off from the jet stream, but the jet stream, let's say there's the low right there. You can even see the smoke from the fires up around the Green Fire being pushed by that southerly wind from this low. That low is the reason the inversion is having trouble existing. And that's the reason temperatures today are going to be cooler. And you can see, I love it when that works out, when you can see it. Because once you see it, you go, oh, yeah, okay. You know when you see the fog on the tower of the Golden Gate Bridge? Let's call them 720 feet, the north and south tower to the top. So it's under 1,000 feet. It's going to be a hot day inland. You're going to have bad air quality, right? So you can use the Golden Gate Bridge. You can use Mount Tam. You can use Sutro Tower. You can use Bolinas Ridge. You can use a lot of stuff. And when you get good at it in the summer, well, how long is our summer? Pretty long, right? We have 3-4 months of this kind of this activity, at least 3.5, 4. You can forecast the weather with this visible satellite image. Oh, it's going to be a cooler day today. Look at the fog push inland, all the way around. Now down in Southern California, fog's kind of getting sheared away a little bit, not as strong a development down towards Laguna Beach and down towards San Diego, Malibu, Santa Barbara and such. So kind of awesome, huh? And a lot of times this low here will just, in what we're seeing here, sometimes it releases the inversion enough, it stretches out. And like the fog I just showed you, that fog, well, I'll show you, this is kind of cool. That fog actually will go away at some point. And I was watching this morning. But watch the moisture content here in a minute. So the fog gets all the way up to 2,500 feet, and you see the condensation occurring right there, right? Oh, awesome. So that's the fog gets lifted enough, it kind of there's a little condensation occurs, and then it just vaporizes, just goes away. Condensation is warming. If you need that, it can cool. Condensation when you're evaporating, you're cooling. When you're condensing, you're warming. So it warms that air mass just a little bit. So we talked about a lot there, but isn't that fun? I like that when you can see the weather. You don't need all this stuff. Okay, so this is watchduty.org. I'm kind of going to try to watch this. I think we should look at it every day just to peek at it. You have access to it too. I did go check some of my weather links. Most of them are up and running. If the nice guy who was looking for the profiler, you got to go to Fort.org. That's the profiler we use on the profiler page. But it should work if you open it in a regular browser. So, okay, so here is a large fire. This, I think, was the Madre fire. And it's 80,000 acres, but they got 35% containment. Smoke, not as big an issue down there as I would have thought it had been, but because it's a big fire, but they've been fighting it for a long time. And then the most of the fires pretty much getting a handle on. Here's a little something up east of Fortuna, 400 acres, 30% contained. Containment's, it's not everything, but it's a good indication that they're getting a handle on it. The Helena fire, they got containment on that. I can tell because of the gray around it. So when you live in these areas, and you're especially if I lived up in Cottonwood, my buddy Kenny Wilson lives up here, I would be looking at this just because it's smoky today. And when it's smoky, you're not sure where the fire is, where it's not, and these are areas that want to burn. This is the green fire. And it is 2,000 acres. We've been watching that, and it has got zero containment, and it's in that Shasta Lake river drainage basin. So a lot of that smoke is coming down into the cities of Redding, Cottonwood, and Red Bluff, and the air quality is less than desirable. And again, this fire is an issue because you're fighting it. I'll show a picture of it live. We're fighting it in terrain that is really difficult to get to. But on a day like today, they can launch aircraft, right? So they can get up in there, and it's not horribly windy. And when I see fires like now, if there's days, this is PurpleAir, there's days where I see that a couple fires like the Madre fire, the green fire, and some of those others, that you worry because there's wind, and it's 120 degrees and blah, blah. This is not, it's summer, it's dry, it's California, but none of this is exceptional, and so that firefighting efforts from CAL FIRE can be, increased, and they can fly, and they can do what they need to do, get the hand crews down, and they do. CAL FIRE's awesome, man. Like they are. I've watched it. I watched it from its infancy to today, and there was a time, I've mentioned this before, when CAL FIRE, like they were there, but they weren't. It took them. I can remember watching fires going, maybe tomorrow they'll get some aircraft in there. They get aircraft in there now. I mean, it is even in the smallest of fires. So it's really a very impressive organization, really impressive. And can't say enough good things about them, man. Okay, so this is the PurpleAir. Looking at air quality, LA got a little bit of smoke down there still. We'll look at that. Vegas, 109 on parts per million. That's not good, especially when it's hot like that. And then this is that green fire I was looking at. And you can see that, that's some bad air quality. That's some better quality. Now, this is PurpleAir. I think it's interesting to look. You can see that most of the smoke now has been, in the morning, the smoke is coming down the drainage. And in the afternoon, the air lifts, and probably, well, you won't see it in the smoke plume, but then the south winds from that low offshore push the smoke back towards Bernie and Big Bend. So, so there's the smoke, and there's the air quality. Not so good. It's going to be not good in that area for a while. And here's a peek of how not good it is. This is, this is kind of up on the hill. So this is what purple looks like. This is what purple looks like. This looks like Beijing in the summer, right? And that's smoky. That's the morning. Now you can see, if you look, you can see some blue above it. That smoke's going to lift. It's going to get better today, you folks in Cottonwood, Redding, Red Bluff. I suspect there's even a little bit of smoke in Chico. Bernie, a lot of that smoke's going to come up over your head, MacArthur, Fall River, but it'll still be smoky. It'll be a smoky sunset tonight. So this, let's go in close. Let's take that, this area here, Bella Vista, for instance. That's what purple looks like. It's bad. It's bad. So smoke model, let me see if I can come in a little closer. Appreciate your patience with this because I tend to do these things on the fly. Because I think it's more instructional instead of like trying to totally pre-produce everything. Because I want, again, my goal here is so that you can get up in the morning. I mean, I'd love it if you hung with me. Oh yeah, tell a friend too if you like this what we're doing here. But I'd like it if you can just get up and go, I want to see what the air quality is. I smell smoke. Go to firewatch.org or watchduty.org. Go to PurpleAir for air quality. Go to the visible satellite to find smoke, to check air quality, right? And I think you do already or you wouldn't be here. And I think I feel like we do it together, which is sort of awesome. But that's my goal. Because one of the things I see so much in my profession is, and for years, because we owned all the weather information, even though you had access to it because of NOAA and government, it's taxpayer money going to most of this stuff that I show you. It's yours. You own it. But we never let you own it. We just would go, yeah, we got this, it goes west and it does this, and here's the infrared. You could never understand that. So we're just going to show you some stuff and we'll colorize it for you. And it's like, no, you can do it yourself. And you know that. It's not nefarious. It wasn't like a plot or anything. It's just meteorologists are funny, man. All scientists are, because we know something and we kind of want to make it more mystical than it is so that you think we're smarter than we are. I mean, it's not that cut and dry, but it's a little bit like that. There are some professors like in academics like Doug Stinton out of San Jose State who really want you to understand it. So they make it simple so you can understand it and then you can learn it. In my day, I had physics teachers and calculus teachers, and some were awesome and some were like, you can never understand quantum physics, so don't even try. And it's like, well, you can't understand it, but maybe we could try, Okay, so here's the smoke. This is as of this morning at 10 a.m., which is about now. You can see I'm looking more towards, oops, gosh darn it, sorry about that. Southern California's got some smoke. Bay Area's got some high-level smoke. And then you see up around Bernie, and you see this afternoon, most of that smoke lifts north. And that flow, we can trace again, that low offshore. That flow is pushing the smoke away. Okay, I'm getting a little too, because I love tying things back. I love tying everything back to this. Everything's tied back to this low right now, right? And we're going to talk about this low some more, because as this low progresses and moves east, it's slightly cut off. Here's the jet stream. Here's the parent low. But this is a little cutoff low, essentially. And it is going to drift away. And as it does, this high, this bullseye here, you'll see it start to build out. So let's see if we can do that. So we go, there goes the low. It starts to motor. And see the donut down below? See that? It crushes a little bit. Watch it. It starts to really assert itself on Thursday afternoon, warmer. Friday afternoon, you're like, well, I don't see much. Well, what you don't see is that trough. This is not a trough. This is a ridge. That's a high ground, like it's up the top of the hill, and it's the high point. The low's like the bottom of the hill. So look at that. This can be our first. I think this is going to be one of our biggest warm-ups of the year, and this is all the way through Tuesday, and then it clicks through that. See that thing clicking out through Crescent City. So what do we got here? If I back it all the way out, what I just said was, see that low? See that red area right here? That thing has been driving our weather through the 4th of July. That thing leaves. This thing, high, the heat in the desert Southwest, starts to build out. You see it. You can see the main jet stream, right? See the main jet stream right here. There's the ridge, little trough. And it kind of splits here. Right, I know. I hope you're enjoying this with a cup of coffee, because it is a little. But again, in order to understand, it's probably me, but in order for me to understand things, I have to see it. So if you can show me this isotherm map, and then show me the mechanism that created this isotherm map, I'm like, okay, and then I connect the pieces. So I'm a pattern recognition person. I think most of us are. Okay, so this is the North American model. And I just wanted to show you, this is heat. This is the end of the day today, Tuesday afternoon. Most of the heat, this purples are all you care about right now. It's hard to get grounded on this model, but this is the heat, right? Heat warnings, heat advisories down in this area. and then goes away, and then we'll get into Wednesday. And same thing, same footprint. So today, tomorrow, same game. It's warm, it's California, but it's none of this is crazy talk. And what I'm about to show you isn't crazy talk. What I'm about to show you is all this purple fills in the Central Valley. That starts on Thursday. It hangs on until Friday, and this model doesn't go any much further out, but it hangs all the way till Tuesday, Wednesday next week. So you see 102, 105, 106, 105, 106 in the Central Valley, and you see where the big heat is. So this is going to be that summer that you remember as a kid starting on Thursday, which is, it is really hot in Chico, not so hot in San Francisco, right? Cooler along the coast, but the cooling is going to be right at the immediate coastline, okay? All right. And then here are the forecast highs for today, or the highs from today. It depends when you're watching this. I think, appears to me most of you watch this in the evening hours. But again, look at the bookmarks. Bookmark some of this stuff for yourself. This is just a map I steal from the Weather Service. I don't steal it because we pay for it. It's our tax dollars. Because I just like that you can quickly pick out. There's 87 in Sacramento, right? And this is that thing I talked about. Deep marine layer next couple of days again cools everybody. Cools everybody. Even Chico and Redding are down a few degrees. Now we go into tomorrow. We know there's not much change, and in fact, the temperatures indicate that not much change. These are the forecast highs for tomorrow. Okay, and then here. Oh, I'm doing. You know what I'm doing tonight? I'm gonna go surf, go see Dad, and then I'm gonna go. I got the Off the Lip radio show in Santa Cruz. I'm on there tonight. I think I'm on there at 6:30 tonight. I told the guys they're cool dudes. They called it when I was trying to go, hey, come down and talk to us. I'm like, yeah, okay, all right, it'll be fun. So it will be fun. I haven't listened to it much because I don't listen to terrestrial radio much anymore. But they are local guys. They do it in that the boardroom, that skateboard shop down on 42nd Street. Okay, so here are the watches and warnings, and you see the big heat out west. Look at this, just heat, and even heat here. Texas getting a break right here, but you can see it's heat. So extreme heat in the desert Southwest. I think these guys are really under the gun, and of course this all promotes fire danger. I'm not seeing any red flag warnings right now. Heat advisory in the inland areas near San Diego. That will continue a little bit tomorrow, and then everybody cools a little bit as we go into Thursday. Especially, when I say a little bit, the south, not as much as the cooling as the north, but San Diego, LA, Los Angeles area, we get into Thursday, Friday, you'll notice some cooling as well. Or pardon me, you'll notice some heating as well. I went all backwards on that. It's going to heat up as we go into Thursday for everybody. Here's the 6 to 10 day outlook, and that verifies. Now remember, this updated July 7th, so this is yesterday. But a 6 to 10 day outlook takes you through. Where does it take us through? It takes us all the way through July 17th. This represents what we just did, the workup we just did on the Vorticity model, right? Where's that logo? Low's going north, the high's building in. That's why this guy's going, okay, above normal next 6 to 10 days. And below normal, rainfall next 6 to 10 days. Again, same thing, looking at that high building out, it's going to be a fairly stable, warmer, hotter environment without a lot of monsoonal moisture. This is San Francisco's Ocean Beach. It was a nice day, fog cleared. These guys I think there's somebody out there. Is that? No, I think that's just so funny. I got, your computer gets food on it and little specks of coffee and stuff. And everyone's thinking, oh, there's a surfer. Oh, there's a whale. And it's just a speck of something on the screen. That's Ocean Beach. And this is Trussels. They're frothy down there because they're getting good swell right now. Winds are a little southerly. And that, again, that low I showed you is the reason these winds are, the water's bumpy. Right? Again, it's all connected to that little low. All this stuff I've shown you today. So yeah, awesome day, beautiful day. The swell down there, they're calling it 4 to 7 foot in some places. That lowers, uppers is more 4 to 5 foot. Lower Trussels, upper Trussels used to be called. It was Nixon's estate when he was president. Cotton's. This isn't Cotton's. Cotton's is up to the right. But this area used to be private. There's a whole story behind Trussels, but it's literally in Southern California, the best wave should I say this? It's in the summer months. It's hands down the best way. They're getting more swell than anybody on the coast. It sits in such a direction. Here is the fog offshore. We showed the clearing, and swell is going to kind of stay for them. They're going to have a good week of swell. Here is Mount Shasta. Beautiful shot. Not as smoky. A little bit of smoke over in here. Temperatures today in Bernie will be in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, more like the low 80s. Mount Shasta City, probably low 80s as well. Redding will be just right at about 97 degrees. So just a nice day up there. Nice day. And tomorrow's going to be nice as well. This is the Farallon Islands. I showed it to you yesterday. Wouldn't it be fun to see a puffin here? They are there. This is a live camera out the Farallon Islands, bird sanctuary. It's a very interesting spot. In the old days, the pioneers used to row boats. It's kind of one of the, they used to row, I shouldn't say they'd row. They used to get out there, maybe on steamers or sailboats, and they would pluck the eggs. This is during the gold rush, because eggs, I don't know if you've heard those stories about how much things cost in San Francisco in 1848, 1849, 1850, but the prices were crazy. So I can, some of the, like $5 for an egg, because there was so little food, so many miners, and so much kind of gold that was coming into the city. The prices went nutty, so people started going out to the Farallons, this place where many seabirds exist, and harvesting the eggs. Easy to harvest because the eggs are just on the rocks. You don't have to climb up into trees generally. So Farallon Islands, and then we look at the bears. There's brown bears up in Brooks, Alaska. And the fish, isn't it interesting how the salmon run, I mean, if you ever pay attention to salmon runs, are awesome. We have beautiful runs here we still have a run on the Feather. Still have runs on Sacramento River. I think Butte Creek still gets a little bit of a salmon run, believe it or not, up by where I grew up. And now the Klamath River with those dams pulled out is starting to see salmon. But what I'm pointing out about salmon is the beauty of them going home to spawn is just mesmerizing. But just the way, there's more fish every day. We remember that a couple of days ago we were watching this, there's like one fish jumped, and we were like, whoo, yeah. And then the next couple of days later we watch, and there's like 3 fish, and whoo, and now there's 50 fish. And apparently it becomes even more aggressive in terms of the fish as we go down the road. Let me see if I'm going to try and find us a bear. If you're still here, awesome. I don't know if I'm going to find a bear. This is bad TV. Oh, look, there's a bear. Yeah, I think they're full already, truthfully. So, but anyway, they're waiting. Oh, you can see some salmon meat here on the ground. That's not live. This was earlier this morning. Oh yeah, he's munching a salmon. Oh, that looks good. That red salmon meat. Oh my gosh. Wow. Kind of looks cubby. Almost looks like the bear we were watching yesterday. But apparently they line up on this thing pretty aggressively. And then we're in the East Coast, Audubon Puffin Loafing Wedge. There's Puffin. I think we just changed camera angles. That's beautiful though. Oh, look at this, dude. Cue the camera. Awesome. No puffins. Not the great puffin day. They're why do I like them? I don't know. What's amazing to me is how much time they don't spend on land. They spend most of their year out at sea, like more than 6 months a year, floating around out in the ocean, diving around, catching fish. I don't know how they avoid predators. No puffins. Well, we tried. Listen, have a great day. Today is Tuesday. Going to be on Off the Lip radio show. I think it's 6:30. That's down in Santa Cruz. I'm taking a longboard down today because it looks small. Okay, have a good day.